We Mean Business in Somerset County is brought to you by the Laurel Highlands Business Park. Offering nearly 100 acres of possibility, the Laurel Highlands Business Park is minutes from interstates and highways, providing easy access to regional markets and ports. The Laurel Highlands Business Park is shovel-ready and is in a welcoming, hardworking, and fun community. Contact the Somerset County Economic Development Council to learn more about the Laurel Highlands Business Park.
Hello and welcome to We Mean Business in Somerset County. I'm Marty Radovanic and I'm pleased to be joined today by Emily Korns of Uptown Works. Emily, great name, great title for a business. Okay, Uptown Works is what?
Uptown Works is a co-working and business center. So the concept of co-working is that people who are independent professionals, they might be remote workers, they might be freelancers. It's a place for them to call their professional home. They can come in, they have a desk, they have an office, they have all the amenities that they would expect at an office building, but they're there working together collectively, even though they have independent businesses and jobs.
So this is something that's designed for, I don't want to limit it to entrepreneurs, but these are people who are beginning the business process, who perhaps don't have the capital to, go into a full office setup right away while they're still trying to figure out how the business is going to work. Is that
exactly? That's one of our key markets are entrepreneurs, people who are starting a business, who are just perhaps even testing the waters, and they need to have a space to work where they don't have to invest a lot of capital up front. We have a low cost of entry and everything that they would need to come in and set up shop for their business. But we cater to a number of other types of workers as well. So for companies who are growing, who might be growing out of their office space, and they need to put on temporary workers for a project, we have space for that. People who are trying to grow a business in Somerset from another market, for example, somebody who's in law or finance, if they have clients in Somerset County, we have space for them as well. And we also operate as a business center, so companies who are looking for space to hold meetings, team meetings, sales meetings, regional meetings, we have space to accommodate that as well.
The concept of this is kind of dovetails your own personal career, because you worked for a company, right? And
Correct.
You didn't go to an office. So you understand the challenges. That's what I'm assuming. Is that kind of how this came about?
Right. So this actually started as a very self-serving concept. I had been struggling to find the right kind of flexible office space to meet my needs. So I was working for a company that was based in Virginia, but I was working from Somerset and was constantly having to work from home or rent office space, furnish the office space, pay for all of the utilities, and it was very expensive. And at the end of the day, I wasn't even there that much. I was traveling so much for my job that the amount that I was investing into office space didn't make sense. But also working at home for me didn't make sense either, because although it sounds really great to work from home if you're like me and you have 3 little children and 2 dogs at home. It can be noisy, it can be loud, and not a great environment to hold video conferences or teleconferences. So I had worked in co-working. Co-working is not new. This is not a new idea for me.
Right.
This is not Emily's idea. This has been around. It's a really thriving, growing industry, especially in urban settings. I think what's a little bit unique about Uptown Works is that we're a smaller market.
I want to touch on that for a second,
Right.
because it is something that you would expect in a Pittsburgh or a New York or a Cleveland or a Philadelphia. Maybe not something that you would expect in Somerset, but I've got to believe you did your research before you decided to do this. Somerset may be a small rural county, but it's growing and it has the potential to grow even more.
Right. I did do my research. So I had started out working in co-working spots when I was working in DC or when I was working in New York. And I thought this is such a great idea. I wonder if this could translate to our market. And I started to do the market research. What I found out statistically is that co-working, that it's growing and it's thriving, but also about 2% of professionals globally are working in a co-working type of a setting. So I extrapolated that data in Somerset County in a 10-mile radius of where we're located in Somerset, and found that there is a market. There are about 420 people that I thought that could be working in this way in Somerset, which sounds small to any of the big players, but for me, that was a sufficient size. So then I went out and I started talking to people. I did some research and surveys. I cannot believe the demand that there is for this way of working. I mean, the way of working is really changing now. We're a gig economy. People are working in a lot more freelance and contract type of jobs. And I was really, really surprised at the amount of interest that I have in this space.
Why do you think Somerset County is attractive to business?
I think Somerset County is attractive to business for many reasons. For the people, I think that we have a really talented pool of people here, and we have a pool of really hardworking, talented people, and they're here because they're committed to this community. I mean, just like I was born and raised in Somerset. I went away and I came back. I guess you call it a boomerang, because it's a great place to live. It's a great place to raise a family, to have roots, but it's so close to everything else. So you're very close to Pittsburgh. You're close to all of this great. If you're outdoorsy or just like being outside, there are a million things to do, and I just like. I like the environment here. Having lived and worked in cities and big suburbs. They have a value system that just didn't align with my value system, and I think Somerset County has a strong community mindset and ethic, and I think that's attractive to businesses. There's a low cost of living here, and it's very relatively inexpensive to set up shop in Somerset. Doing what I'm doing now with my co-working site, I couldn't do it in a city for less than $1 million, $1.5 million, and I can tell you that is not what I'm investing here in Somerset.
All right, now you have various prices, but it seems to be priced for the market. Look, I was on your website and I was looking at things, so I don't think that that's an impediment. But you already are full, correct? I mean, you've rented out all your space.
I'm not full yet,
Okay.
so I'm not open. So
Well,
we
I
won't
understand, but
open for a month, but I have a membership waiting to get in. So I already have meetings booked. I have my spaces, many of them booked. I have capacity for a lot more, and I expect that whenever we open our doors, that I'll fill up rather quickly.
So give me your vision of 5 years from today, what you would hope for and expect your business to be like 5 years, and what will be the ancillary benefits to that?
Sure. My hope is that Uptown Works will be thriving in 5 years because it is going to be a professional hub in Somerset. So I think, right now it's a number of independent professionals and independent businesses that are going to be working there. But I think when you have that group of entrepreneurs and independent thinkers together, I think they're going to get together and they're going to start creating new businesses and new ideas. So I imagine that Uptown Works will be the birthplace of a number of other really cool things that happen in Somerset. Because we already have a great group of members. They're energized, they're committed to this community, and I think really interesting things are going to happen. We have people there in finance, we have people there in tech, we have people there in a number of different roles, and I think when you get that group of people, we're just going to see a lot of synergy. And I think it complements the other entrepreneurial incubators that we already have in Somerset. So we have the business park, which is exciting. My site is not a manufacturing site. It's not a maker space. It's for knowledge work. So the business park is there for people who are manufacturing and are makers. And then we have the Tech Accelerator for people who are really trying to launch new tech businesses. And then Uptown Works is very complementary to that. This is the place where you can meet your clients, where you can hold your meetings and start to grow and expand your business.
And that's the key here. It's going to lead to more economic growth in Somerset County.
I also hope, we've strategically put it uptown so that the people who are working there, because a lot of the people that are working at Uptown Works have been working in their homes and in their garage. They're not coming out, they're not shopping, they're not eating in our restaurants. So my hope is that those people all of a sudden start to realize what great retail that we have in Uptown Somerset. They're shopping there, they're eating there, and that it starts to business begets business. So I hope that as we have more foot traffic uptown, it will generate more commerce there.
Emily, thanks for sharing this story. We look forward to the premiere of Uptown Works, and I know it's going to grow and it's going to do wonderful things. It's going to help the economy, which is what anybody that's in business, the more you grow the regional business, the better it is for you.
We all help each other.
Thanks so much for being with us today.
Thanks, Marty. I appreciate your support.
Okay, and thank you for watching.